What is Proxmox Backup Server? Proxmox Backup Server is an open source solution for managing your Proxmox virtual machines and containers. It's a great way to back up your servers and restore them. It makes the entire backup process a lot simpler. Do I use it? No. I have a NAS and I just back up straight to that. But should you use it? Yes, I highly advise it. There have been times I've lost that. I was like, if only I had Proxmox Backup Server available, I would have been able to save myself. But I didn't. So I'm trying to have you not be like me, be better than me. And actually back your stuff up properly. Don't just put them on a NAS somewhere, because that doesn't necessarily mean you can restore your data. So let's go ahead and get started. In this video, we are going to download and install Proxmox Backup Server. We're going to create a virtual machine, back it up, break it, and then after that, we are going to restore it, and you'll see the value of backups. This is something I've slowly been learning over time. The first step in getting Proxmox Backup Server installed is actually downloading it. So let's get started with that. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to want to Google search Proxmox Backup Server, and we'll take it from there. So let me swap to a different window real quick. We got Chrome pulled up, and all we have to do is a quick search for Proxmox Backup Server. Looks like I've already Google searched this before. Familiar roads, boys. All right. So you'll click on the first Google result. It's going to bring you to this, the Proxmox webpage, and it's going to tell you about Proxmox Backup Server. You go ahead and you click download. And then you'll want to scroll down, and not the first link, but the second one, and click Proxmox Server ISO. And then go ahead and click download, or you can download the torrent. When you click download, you'll see the Windows Save As context window pop up. So you just go ahead and click save, and you give it some time and it's going to download. We'll be right back when it has completed. Step 2, install Proxmox Backup Server. For the purposes of these video, we'll be using Proxmox to install Proxmox Backup Server. If you're doing this in reality, do not do that. Right? Don't run your backup server on your hypervisor, because if things break, how are you going to restore your backups? Your hypervisor is dead, right? It's a chicken and egg scenario. You can't get the chicken without the egg. So don't put yourself in that situation. Go and get an old desktop, get a mini PC, get a laptop and connect a hard drive to it. Anything else but running it on your Proxmox servers. So that's step 2. You got to get Proxmox Backup Server installed. Let's get started with that. So to my left, or I guess behind me, depending on how you want to categorize things, there is my Proxmox environment. And it's kind of a sprawling mess right now, but don't pay attention to that. Let's go ahead and try to get Proxmox Backup Server installed. First, you actually have to get the ISO uploaded. So I'm going to do that. Go to ISO images, upload, select file. Is going to pop up with your context window. Go ahead and go to your downloads, then choose select file. Go ahead and go to your downloads, and there you go, Proxmox Backup Server. After that, you're going to have to upload it. That's how long this is going to take. I'll be back. That upload took so long, I was able to get my hair done. Look at that. Now, let's continue. We're going to create a new virtual machine. We're going to call this 2006 for Proxmox Backup Server. We're going to tag this as a Linux host, just for management's sake. And you hit next. After that, we're going to choose our Proxmox Backup Server ISO. Make sure we select Linux. Hit next. We're going to need QEMU guest agent for this. You're actually not going to need that if you're running on a physical host, which I highly recommend you do. Again, this is for demonstration purposes. When you're doing this, just create a USB installer with the ISO. After that, we assign this 128 gigs for testing purposes, and we assign some SSD cleanup settings. You don't need a lot of cores for a backup server, because it's only going to really be active when it's running those backup jobs. For memory, we're going to give this 8 gigs of RAM for demonstration purposes. And of course, we assign this to our default bridge, and we hit confirm. and we want to start it when it's done. And there we go. We now have our VM created. So after that, we want to actually physically start that VM. And this should look very familiar. The Proxmox Backup Server install process is very much similar to Proxmox Hypervisor. So you go ahead and you click Next. It's going to get a IP address from your DHCP server if you have those already. Then we'll wait for it to start up. From there, we can just breeze through this menu, hit Agree. After that, you're going to choose to configure your hard drive. I'm a big fan of ZFS due to its snapshotting abilities. If you'd like me to do a video on Proxmox data server storage, please feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. We then set a password. Let's see. And an email. All right. And then from there, we're going to call this pbs.test.lan. You want to set this domain name to whatever your local domain is. And it's as simple as that. We hit install, and we'll come back when this is done in a few minutes. Our Proxmox Backup Server is now up and running, and is at 1250.8007. So we should be able to. So Proxmox Backup Server is done installing, and we got our IP, and we just went to the IP. We hit proceed, and then we log in as root with the password we created. And this is Proxmox Backup Server. But wait, there's more. There's some stuff you have to do. If you've just spun this up, you'll probably want to run a quick apt-get update and apt-get upgrade. All right, cool. So we just ran an apt-get update and an apt-get dis upgrade, and the host is updating itself. So the next step is we have to create a backing store, right? So we can do a quick pwd, and we can just create a backing store on our root. So let's cd back one, print our directory again, and then we'll make a folder called backup. Then we'll simply add store. We'll call this pbs store. We'll choose the path, which is backup, and we'll click add. And there we go. We now have a backup store. The next option is we go to data store and we verify we have a data store, which we do. We call this pbs store. From there, we go to our Proxmox server. I already have that logged in over here. And from there, we go to our backup server, which is on another tab for me. And we're already logged into our virtual environment. And we'll go to data center, storage, add storage, Proxmox Backup Server. We'll call this pbs store. We'll enter the IP of the pbs server, which is at 250. We'll do root at pbs. So it will be root at whatever host name you called it. We'll enter our password. And we call this pbs store. So we'll do pbs store. And we'll hit add. So we got to get our fingerprint, apparently. So let's go back here. Let's go to certificate. And we should be able to get our fingerprint for this certificate from right here. So copy this fingerprint up here. Go back to your Proxmox host. And there we go. We had to change it to root at PAM instead of root at PBS. So now on both these nodes, you'll notice we now have another store called PBS. How do we verify we have backups? Well, first we have to create a VM. So the magic of editing, I went ahead and created a server for us to test the PBS with, right? So we've got our server here. We click start to confirm it runs. And let's see. And there we go. So now we have a server for us to test our backup with. So how do we actually back it up? It's pretty straightforward. We go in, we click backup now. And then we want to change our backup destination to PBS. And then we simply hit backup. And it's as simple as that, boys. All right. After that, we refresh the node. Now, when we go to PBS store, you can see the backup here. But let's see what happened on the actual backup server itself. So let's go back to PBS. Let's go to PBS store. Let's go to content. And you can see our container right there. And it's got the container ID. And the cool thing about Proxmox PBS is that it gives you a lot more information than standard Proxmox, right? And it gives you a lot more control when it comes to the backup jobs themselves. So that is how you get Proxmox Backup Server installed. This was a very quick video, right? In our next video, we'll talk about backup jobs using PBS and some of the cool things with it and what makes it a preferred service, or why you should use it over just backing up to a NAS. Am I going to switch to PBS? Well, whenever I get some spare compute and more importantly, some spare hard drive storage, I will. But until then, this is what I got. This is the best I got. This is the best I got. Thank you for watching, as always. If you enjoy this content, please hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more, tune in for more. And if you have an opinion about this video, how I could improve it, changes I could make to make it more easy to consume for you guys, please leave a comment. As always, thank you for watching.